Okay, I'm recording now. Awesome. Okay, so welcome everybody to our third call of the 90-day weight loss program. Thank you for the girls that have come on tonight. I'm just going to mute everybody that is on the call just so that we don't have any background noise. So if you do want to talk, then please unmute yourself. So tonight we are talking about the power of simple habits, raising your standards and empowering yourself to do what you set out to do. First of all, I just wanted to recap really on the first two previous calls that we've done. Hopefully everyone's had a chance to catch up on those. The first being mindset and goal setting. Went through the process of actually doing that and making sure that you've got the right focus rather than it talking about everything you want to lose and focusing on the bits that you don't like and the bits you want to get rid of. It's really switching it on its head and changing it into what you want to gain and focusing on gratitude for what you do have so that you can actually do it with a positive outlook and feel a lot better about yourself in the process of getting to where you want to be. The second one was about taking your power back and the importance of starting your day right. And we're going to kind of lead on from that a little bit today in terms of the power of simple habits. So I hear a lot of people already saying within the 90-day weight loss program and within starting any goals, lots of people give up or feel like they're failing way too soon in the journey, and they feel like, oh, I'm not doing it right, and often that comes from wanting to take on too much change at a time. And when we start off looking to change our lifestyle or to reach any goal, we always start out really highly motivated because we've either reached a point of absolute desperation or we've been really inspired by something that's given us that catapult to be like, right, okay, now's my time to do something. And within that moment, we think, right, okay, I'm going to do everything. I'm going to change this. I'm going to do that. And at the time of high motivation, it's very easy to make all those changes really quickly and be really self-motivated and self-disciplined. The problem is with that type of motivation is that it is actually short-lived. Long-term motivation doesn't really exist unless we feed it every day. And so we can get kind of a week into a program, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it might be. And we have a day where we don't commit to our goals because we're not so motivated that day, and then we start slipping down a slope because we have taken on so much change at the beginning that to start again is a big thing. Like, it's like, right, okay, I really need to get my mind in the right place, and we get ourselves in such a tiz, and then we feel overwhelmed, and sometimes that stops us from actually progressing forward anymore. So like I say, on the second call, I talked about the importance of starting your day right. You can go back to that call to go through the tips that I made on that. But today I really wanted just to point out the power of simple habits and why they are so powerful and so important, not only for progress, but also for our self-belief in ourselves. Like I say, when we go through the process of making all these changes and then feeling like however far into the program that we're failing, it taps at our self-belief. And if we go through that cycle enough times, we can end up getting to a point where we stop trying or we stop believing in ourselves entirely, and we just feel a bit crap about ourselves. And everybody's guilty of it, I think. I think we've all been there. But the power of simple habits, like starting your day the right way or whatever change it might be, is very personal to your journey, what you want to achieve and what your lifestyle's like. But an example is starting your day right. And if you only focus on that one area of your day and you start your day well and you're taking your products and you're feeling grateful and you may be doing a little bit of exercise or meditation or whatever it is that you want to include within that day, whatever time frame that you have, it will naturally have a knock-on effect for your entire day. And even though you've only said to yourself and committed wholly to that one practice, it will naturally have that impact on the whole day. So there was an example that I was listening in on a video the other day. A guy decided, he got with a girl and he decided that he was going to make one act, which was to give up smoking. And as a result of giving up smoking, he ended up going to the gym. And as a result of going to the gym, he started eating more healthier. And as a result of that, he was feeling more energized and more positive. He ended up performing better at work. He ended up getting a promotion. He was getting on better with his work colleagues. He had a better relationship at home. His whole life was transformed from one simple act. and that was the only thing that he focused on, was to give up smoking. But as a result, it had all these positive side effects, which naturally occurred, but were without the pressure and without the overwhelm and without the, oh my God, I've got to do that because I said I was. The only thing that he focused on each day was that as long as I don't put a cigarette in my mouth, I'm good. And obviously it changed his whole life. So what I would recommend for you to do regardless of where you are in your journey, is to just have a look at your day as it is at the moment. And rather than feeling like, oh my God, I've got to change everything, just have a look at one area that you think that could be improved, or I've seen that in somebody else, or I know that isn't doing me any good. And commit to that one change and stick to that. Like, because you're looking at 90 days, sometimes it can be a bit overwhelming. So I would break that down as much as possible. And even if you just break it down to a week. So if you say, for this week, this is the change that I'm going to commit to, and I'm not going to put any pressure on myself to do the rest of the stuff. If I do, then great. If I don't, then as long as I commit to this one thing, and just see what happens. See what happens to how you feel about it, how you, at the end of the day, because you've committed to that thing, how you feel about yourself at the end of the day. It will really change your, like I say, start to rebuild your self-belief. And having that tick in the box to say, that's what I said I was going to do, and that's what I did. Making sure that you've got time for it, and even though it might be a little bit different to what you're used to, because it's only one change, you're able to commit to it and feel good. So potential changes, like I say, I think the morning routine is really, really important, and it's kind of scientifically proven around the world that for its importance. But if you've already got that nailed, or maybe you're just not a morning person, you're not quite ready to go there yet, then anything from committing to drinking 2 litres of water a day, to ensuring that regardless of if you're on plan or not, you're taking your capsules, because they're even more needed when you're not on plan. It could be making sure that when you get to your lunch break, that you're going for a 20-minute walk instead of sitting at the computer and not getting the space that you need. It could be doing 10 minutes of meditation a day. It could be reading 10 pages of a self-development book. It could be getting an early night. It could be having a bath and looking after yourself a bit more. It could be looking in the mirror and saying nice things to yourself instead of saying horrible things to yourself. There's so many things that it could be. And like I say, I think it's very personal. If you do need any help on this and you don't, you're literally like, I have no idea what to do, then please contact me. I'd be more than happy to help with this. But I think it's a very personal thing, and you know where you are in your mindset and your journey. So have a look at it. Just take some time to reflect and see about what changes that you can make, and then commit to that for a minimum of a week, and also make yourself accountable for it. I personally have seen with all my clients that I've worked with, the people that post in the support group have more success, long-term success, and more committed to what the changes that they're making. So whatever change it is that you're making, I highly recommend that you commit to it yourself, and then you make yourself accountable in the support group. You know that everybody in that support group is there to support it and be there for you, have your back. And it will not only make you accountable, but it also inspire other people to make more changes as well. So it has that kind of a knock-on effect all around you. So have a think about it, think about what it is. My recommendation, and what I'd love for you to do, and why I'm doing these calls, is to get you interacting in the support group so I can see the changes that you make. I'm not here to just inspire you and help you feel good or like feel positive for this call. I want to inspire you to take action so that you can move forward with your journey. So that's really fundamental in making this beneficial for you, these group coaching calls. So interacting with that, making yourself accountable, and using the support group. So that's really about, kind of, like I say, the simple steps: empowering yourself, raising your standards about yourself, and empowering yourself to do what you set out to do. And that's really fundamentally what I wanted to talk about in this call. But I also wanted to go through some kind of statements or things that I've believed in along my journey, and that I literally have as rules of my life, and that I try to communicate with anybody that I work with, because I think it's very common that you're right, sorry, child with loads of plates, not very concerning at all. Yeah, it's very common for us to kind of get, you can feel quite motivated and inspired within a certain period of time, and then we lose it. So not all of these statements are going to relate to you, but if you do have a pen and paper, then I would recommend you writing down the ones that do, and actually focusing on them and realizing the power of them, the power of your thoughts, raising your standards about yourself and what you're willing to accept in your life and what the focus that you're willing to do. So I've got a list of I will not and I will, and I'm just going to run through those quickly, and then I'm going to see if anyone's got any questions. So if I can find them again. Okay, so I'm just going to run through these. If you want to butt in and ask me any questions along the way, then please feel free, but I'm going to go through it. So I will not be controlled by calorie counting. I will focus on nourishing my body with what it needs to look and feel its best. As anybody that's spoken to me will know. Thank you, Di. No, take it, that's fine. Just in the middle of something right now, thank you. Yeah, so, you know, being controlled by calorie counting is not a positive thing for various reasons, and really taking yourself out of that mindset. If you are, maybe you're not, like I say, not all these statements are going to relate to you, but if they do, then please take them on board, because they are what have given me and many of my clients the long-term success that we've been able to achieve. So the second one is I will not be controlled by a number on a scale. I will know that my self-worth is far-reaching and I have so much more to offer to the world than a number. Again, something I'm very passionate about, making sure that we're focusing on all the other positive things that we are gaining from changing our lifestyle, rather than just simply looking at a number on the scale and focusing on what we're looking to lose. I will not compare myself to others. I will know that there will only ever be one me, and this is my greatest asset. I can't be them and they can't be me. My uniqueness is what makes me special. Again, something that we're very used to doing as women is comparing ourselves to others and trying to judge ourselves against other people's achievements and their life and their bodies and things like that. And it's like, it's such a empty way of looking at things, because you're never going to be somebody else, and equally they're never going to be you. And it's actually being grateful for who you are and being like, I'm actually really cool with being me, because nobody else is ever going to be me. So being committed to that outlook is really, really important as well to getting the long-term success, and making sure that you're feeling good on a daily basis and not looking left and right, who's doing better than me, she's got this, she's got that. Like, just focusing on you and being present in your life is so, so important. Number 4 is I will not see my body and food as the enemy. I will see my body as a God-given gift that it is, and know that food is a tool to help me take care of it. Again, through various reasons, we have developed negative relationships with food and with our bodies, and it's really important and time to change that, raising your standards about how you're looking at things, because if you have been looking at this from a negative point of view up until now, you have to think, how's that working out for you? If it's not working out, which I'm sure it isn't, then, you know, something needs to change. And this isn't, like I say, this is a mindset change of really looking at things differently. And I have discussed this on the previous calls, but I felt it was important to put it in there. I will not beat myself up for making mistakes. I will accept that I am human. Some days will be better than others, and that's okay. Very, very important. Again, just reminding ourselves that we are human, and just because we have a bad day doesn't mean that it's going to ruin our entire lives. Like, we all know that sometimes you just wake up the next day and it's like, oh, okay, I feel better now. So just being kind to yourself, not beating yourself up for making mistakes along the way. I mean, failure is part of the process, and every time that you make a mistake, you learn something from it. So they're actually a really, really important part of life. The next one is I will not be afraid to ask for help. I will know that everyone needs help sometimes, and it is not a weakness. Again, it's one of those things that we feel sometimes we're so far into our journey, we're like, oh, I don't really want to I feel like I should know this, or I know it all already. Sometimes just having a quick conversation with somebody and being reminded of what you need to do is so, so powerful and can get you straight back on track. And you know, if you're in the Feel Fabulous project, then you have got mentors within here, and it's so, so important just to, that's why we're here, is to help you. So that's our job. So it's you know, and it's not because we're professionals or we think that we're better. Like, we ask for help from us, and a lot of the time my clients help me when I have conversations with them. It's just, you know, we're just saying from a human perspective that it's okay to ask for help, and it's certainly not a weakness. I think that's a big kind of betrayal that we've had of ourselves for so long, thinking that it's a weakness to ask for help, but it really, really isn't. Just making sure. I can't see anybody at the moment because I'm reading this other thing. Everyone okay? I can't see anyone. Yeah? Okay, cool. Good. I shall continue. Okay, so I will not let other people's opinions affect me. I will accept that not everyone will support me, but I will choose to surround myself with people who do. This was really, really important for me at the beginning. 3 years ago, starting out on Juice Plus, nobody knew what it was. Everyone thought it was a cult, a fad, a milkshake diet. They thought me meditating was crazy. They thought me swimming in the sea was even crazier. And also at the time as well, I was going to counselling and stuff like previous to starting in that, and it was, you know, people had an opinion about it, and it was like, I can't care about other people's opinions. I can only do what's going to be good for me. So don't, again, it's not comparing yourself to others and doing what's good for other people and caring about other people's opinions about what, you know, about what you're doing. If you know that it's making you happy, then that is all that matters. Your happiness is fundamental. If we go through life trying to please other people, then we will always be disappointed, because we can't make other people happy ultimately. They can only make themselves happy, we can only make ourselves happy, and for some people that's different. So so accepting that, again, like that not everyone's going to support you, but again choosing to surround yourself with people that do support you. So interacting in the support group, especially for the girls that don't live local, like being into that support group is really, really important, so that you remind yourself daily that you're part of a community of girls that are, you know, have got your back, that are on the same mission as you, and that want the best for you. So it's really important, whether it's asking for help or I'm doing really well, that support group is there for you, so please use it for that purpose. The next one is, I will not feel guilty for making myself a priority. I will remind myself that my health and happiness is the only thing that truly matters. I will be a better person, friend, wife, girlfriend, mother, and everything else in between for making me a priority. So true in every way. I see it so many times where people are putting everybody else before them, and it's all about the kids, or looking after the parents, or helping out with the family, or it's all about work. And like this, you know, if you're not looking after yourself, then you're not going to be presenting your best self to the world and everybody in it. So it is okay to say, I'm doing this for me and I need this time for me, and you should have no guilt attached to that at all, because whoever it is that you're feeling guilty about will actually have the benefits of having a better version of you presented to them after you've had that time out for yourself, whatever it might be, running, meditating, going to classes, whatever it might be. But making yourself a priority is not something to be feeling guilty about. The next one is, I will not use food to deal with my emotions. I will ask for help if I don't believe I have control over this. As you might have seen from my live today, we are running a 6-week program to help people with deep-rooted negative relationships with food and their body. And it's important, to be honest, from running the course last time with Sheila, the main thing that came out of it was that the girls were so relieved to be able to talk about their relationship with food without feeling guilty or without feeling shame. The stuff that they had been hiding for so long, they were finally able to say, actually, this is what I do, and it was okay to share that. And if people are out there feeling that and hiding it, then I think it's really, really important that we, again, you know, see that it's not a weakness to ask for help, and that there's probably so many people out there feeling exactly the same as you, and there are tools and support and help out there, regardless of if you're in the area. There is still additional support that we can do online to help with that. So yeah, that's that. The next one is, I will not starve myself. I will learn to listen to my body and give it what it needs. So again, when we're looking to lose weight, we often think that the calorie counting and starving ourselves is the way to do it, and unfortunately it's not. You know, you might have short-term loss, but it's not maintainable because it doesn't feel good, and if something doesn't feel good, we won't do it for long periods of time, and that will, again, like I say, result in us having a negative relationship with food and binge eating, and starving yourself is just not the way, apart from the fact that it has a negative effect on your weight loss journey and your body's you know, messages that it's sending you. If it's hungry for nutrients. So if you're feeding it with good quality food, then eventually the hunger will subside a little bit. But it's okay. It's not about eating less, it's about eating right. So starving yourself should not be part of your radar. I hope it isn't already, but if it is still a little bit there because you think that it will be better for you because you feel like you've eaten too much, then please don't do that. That's the only thing I can say. Okay, so there's just a couple more that I'm going to go through, then we'll be at the end of the call. So I will not do things that don't make me happy. I will do the things that make me feel good, even if it's not what others are doing. Again, so important. A lot of the time we will say that we are going to go to classes, go to the gym, go running, eat food that we don't like because it's going to help us lose weight, or it's like, whatever. It's, if you're not enjoying it, then it's not going to be long term. So if it is exercise, then do exercise that you like. You don't have to go to body pump, you don't have to run the streets. You can go to yoga, you can do pole dancing, you can do Zumba, you can do whatever you like. Just make sure that whatever it is you're doing, you're enjoying it, so that it will become a long-term thing for you. And it's not going to be for everyone. Again, I kind of covered that before about other people's opinions on you. It's not going to suit everybody, and that's absolutely fine, because you're only concerned about you along this journey. I will not sabotage my efforts and keep starting again. I will trust the process and enjoy the journey. Each day is a new chance to move forward. So self-sabotage is a big thing, and restarting again because we've had a bad day. Right, I'm going to start again, everything start again. That is massively knocking your self-confidence if you feel like you have to keep starting again, rather than just saying, had a bad day today, didn't go as well as it could have done. I actually did all these really good things though, even though I did a couple of bad things, but that's okay. Tomorrow's a new day. I've learned from the mistakes that I've made, and I'm going to try and make them better tomorrow. So just really being kind to yourself and trusting the process. If you stick with the journey, stick with it, and making sure that you're doing the stuff that makes you happy, be kind to yourself and give yourself a break when you have mistakes, then it will become a long-term lifestyle change for you, rather than it being a short-term diet or whatever it is that previously we've been on. So second from last is, I will not pretend I am okay when I'm not. I will be honest with myself and the people who are supporting me. Again, it's a big thing that I think we do as women. I think men do it as well, actually. I think it's just a human thing that we do these days, because we think not being okay isn't okay, and everybody else is getting on with it. And this is a big thing that I had when I was suffering with depression, actually, is that I was too scared to say anything because it just seemed that everyone else was getting on with it. And actually, when I came out and said that I was feeling depressed, and I went off to get counselling and incorporated with meditation, and I went through the process of healing through that, and I opened up about it, turned out loads of other people were feeling like that too. So I think if I knew that and I shared it a lot earlier, then I would have saved myself years of suffering, because I could have just been like, oh, they feel like it too. What did you do to help you? I went to counselling, I did this, whatever. And as a result of me getting help and sharing it, it's actually helped other people go out and get the help that they need as well. So important for yourself and for the people around you as well, because it's just so important to be honest and share with people if you're not okay. If you are having a bad day, then let somebody know. Like, phone somebody that's close to you, or speak to your mentor, whatever it might be. It's okay not to be okay all the time. And you don't have to pretend. It's important to be you and be authentic. And it's like cover-up job doesn't work. The final one is, I will not give up. I will be open to learning and bettering myself wherever possible, and always make being the best version of myself a priority. And that's the final kind of rules of life that I've got there, is to really just say to yourself, I'm not going to give up. As long as you're trying, as long as each day you're going in and saying, right, okay, start again. I'm going to go and ask for some help. I didn't have a very good day yesterday, and actually I didn't have a very good week, and I'm not quite sure how to start again, so I'm going to go and ask for some help. Rather than saying, pretending I'm okay, hiding from it, ignoring all the signals around me that are saying that I need to, get back on track, and then feeling really crap about yourself. So it's so important to live by those rules, as many as actually relate to you, so that you don't give up, so that you do enjoy the process, so that you do get the results that you want, so that you do feel good, and so that you can progress and become the best version of you, and so that you can be and feel fabulous. The clue is in the name. So I hope that those rules have helped. There's, like I say, I've been thinking about them all week, and I'm going to actually put them in the support group as well as something for all new clients to go through, because I think they're really, really important, and it's all about the mindset and when you come into this as to the results that you get. So aside from obviously taking the products and following the nutritional plan, if your mind isn't with it, then you're not going to do either of those. So I really, really hope that they have helped. I know everyone's been very quiet tonight, but I have recorded this call, so people can re-listen to it. I will upload it in the support group as soon as possible. And we'll be doing this call again in another 2 weeks. In the meantime, like I say, whatever simple habit that you are looking to change for this week going forward, then please make yourself accountable, put it in the support group, and check in with us every day. I've done it again, done it again, so that you can start feeling good about yourself. We all know that you're doing all right, and you're inspiring others within the support group to make changes as well, and that's a really, really important part of the support group. So unless anybody has any questions, then that's the end of the call. I'm going to open it up for questions if you've got any, girls. I think Sophie got off the call and has just jumped back on. No questions? Okay, cool. Right, well, I'm going to leave it there then. I hope you all have an amazing Wednesday evening. It's Wednesday, and the call obviously is officially supposed to be on Monday, so it'll be 2 weeks on Monday that we'll do the call again. But stay in touch, post in the support group with what you're doing, with your simple changes, and I look forward to seeing you there. Sophie, did you have any questions, or are you okay? Can you still hear me? Oh God, I hope you can still hear me. Can you still hear me? Can you hear me? I'm going to stop the call because I don't know if anyone can hear me. Right, I'm going to leave it there. Hope you all have a lovely evening, ladies, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.